AI is going to kill us. Gotcha. For this video, I just want to focus on product development, brand campaigns, the financial impact, and also how this is going to affect even the common folk creator like you and I. Product development, it is expensive AF. To hire a designer for a mock-up can be anywhere between 75 to 150 US dollars. If you want physical prototypes, that's going to be a few $1,000s. Now with AI, specifically tools like Midjourney or DAL-E, you're spending 20 to 100 bucks a month. You're pretty much just paying for the software itself. And you can pump this within minutes. Last year, I was working for an agency. We had a specific client that was releasing a new product. They had 0 shots for the product. They had literally nothing. Now we were working on their branding specifically. So we really needed to have some pictures of their products to be able to do this. I did as a complete beginner. I went into Midjourney, generated some images. Amazing. It was absolutely incredible. I don't want to say what the product was because that is between us, them, and the client and whatever. But let's just say it had something to do with food and it made the texture and consistency the same as what the actual product looks like. We were able to really upscale it. We were able to create something that made a lot of sense for them, that they loved, and made a lot of sense for the branding. So we cut down the time it would take to prepare, shoot, film in an hour. So you're cutting weeks off of your timeline. You're cutting thousands of dollars off of your budget. If you have a small business, that's survival. This is literally how you survive. You cannot be just dishing out cash. So for that reason alone, amazing. Let's move on to brand campaigns. I have a friend who worked in fashion in New York City, baby. She was telling me that there was one scenario in particular where they had a shoot. They were waiting on a prototype for the shoot. Prototype never came in. They had spent over 6 figures. They'd spent over $100,000 booking out the studio, paying the models just for everything to go to shit because they did not actually get their prototype in. What you can do with AI now is completely AI generate your campaigns. So you don't need to spend, again, thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. You do not need to coordinate amongst multiple different peoples and teams. You can just have your engineer or your developer or whoever is running the AI component of your business brand, whatever you're working with, they can do it in a day, a week. And you don't actually have to wait on the physical prototype. You can get this done and cranked out. So I am sure that we are already seeing brands do this. We're just not aware of it. And if not, it is definitely 100% going to happen. What will be interesting is to see how AI influencers and AI models are going to come into the scene because they already have modeling agencies. I'm curious to know if bigger brands like Nike, for example, is going to eventually work with an AI model. Not sure if they have or not already, but that's definitely something I can see happening, especially for these AI influencers that are taking over Instagram. So as somebody who has a small business to another person who may have a small business, these brand campaigns are amazing because it really levels out the playing field, which we're going to talk more about in a second. Content creators. You now have access to tools that just make your videos fun. So you don't actually need to sit there and create and generate these very AI-esque videos that we have been seeing for the past couple of years. You can make your videos really cool. Let's say I wanted to be Batman. You can really play around with it and have a very good time. You can also use AI softwares to help with video editing, color grading, cutting things up. It's absolutely amazing. We've spent years obsessing over the production value and things not looking good enough or professional enough or whatever the excuses have been that we've told ourselves, and AI completely removes that barrier. Something else that I find to be really interesting and super beneficial, especially with the people I work with who are like, I don't want to sit and do a talking head video, is you can actually create an AI doppelganger of yourself. What we must remember is that AI is not the creativity. You are the creativity. The difference between boring AI content and mind-blowing, amazing, fascinating AI content is the brain behind it. The creators who win in this new era of AI and content creation are not going to be the ones with the biggest budget. It's going to be the ones who dare to be different, who dare to use their imagination. It will be the creators who have a willingness to experiment and learn. So please do not let fear keep you on the sidelines. Here's the thing about the mega massive companies that are already doing this. They don't want you to know. They actually bank on you being stupid. They already have teams integrating AI into everyday work. They want you to think that AI is too scary and too complicated and something so far out of reach that you couldn't possibly learn it, do it, or apply it to whatever you have going on. They want you to think, I should wait, or I should hire an expert, or I just can't do it. Meanwhile, they're cutting costs and they are moving ahead of the curve. So I promise you, AI is how you keep your business competitive. It is not about replacing your creativity or your vision at all. It is about refusing to let budget limitations kill your ideas before they even hit market. That dog was AI. Just kidding, he's not. It's our foster dog. As I mentioned before, the playing field just got leveled. So those are obviously some of the pluses, but let us not be naive. There are definitely things to be worried about or just be conscious of. One, deepfake is the replication of somebody, their voice, literally them, and using that to do just things that they would not do or you would not do. So we've already seen some deepfakes of political people and or just all over TikTok of things happening. What someone does is they literally take your face, somebody else's face, puts it on another person's body, they do something crazy, making you say something you've never said, even faking a phone call. This is obviously very scary, especially because some people do use social media as a way to defame other people. I don't have really any answer or solution to that, but it is something to be very mindful of, especially when you're seeing things on social media. Two, the blurred lines between content creator and just an AI farm. Social media is fueled by parasocial intimacy. This is the belief that you know somebody when you don't. AI generated characters like AI influencers disrupt that ecology. I myself have created an AI influencer just because I wanted to know really what could the average person do, and it is fascinating. And the world of AI influencers is so much bigger than we know. I was really concerned about diversity and inclusivity. Nothing to be worried about there. It is definitely massively diverse. You can already do so much with it. People are already doing so much with it. People are making money already through their AI influencers. What does scare me about that is it feels like Ready Player One. So like, they're getting lost in that world. That's just the danger of social media in general, but I don't know if having these AI generated influences are going to help that. My hopes and visions for her were to be very obviously AI. There's a disclaimer, and she lives in this like fantastical fantasy world. But I have seen a lot of AI influencers that are trying to pass as humans, and that's where ethics come into play and it gets a little murky. Three, copyright. We have already seen it with the British singer Georgia Smith. Coming closer, know that I'm a mess. Crush it. That song just went mega viral on TikTok, and that wasn't even Georgia Smith, that was AI. So that's an absolute nightmare, especially for artists and creatives and people that have spent their entire lives working towards something, dedicating everything their artistry and what they do. And then along comes some AI generated whatever, maybe a kid behind a laptop, I don't know who did it, that completely takes it from them. So I completely understand that argument. It is terrifying. Georgia got nothing from that, by the way. And that song was a bop for a minute. For audience fatigue, you can already feel it. People were tired of real people before AI came into the mix. People are tired of the uncanny valley. They want to see movement, expressions. So with AI generated content, you really run into the risk of having a beautifully hollow feed. So I know that people are terrified of the future of AI. I was too, especially AI on social media. But let us not forget that AI is a tool. AI does not have to change your ethics, your voice. AI should be used to amplify your message, not replace it. Let AI handle the tedious stuff, the boring stuff, the mundane stuff. Let it make your stuff really cool, but don't let it change who you are or how you're showing up in business and life in relation with yourself. So I genuinely believe that social media is going to become fun again. And it's not just because AI is taking over, but because barriers are coming down. The playing field is leveling, baby. You just need a creative mind and the willingness to learn how to use these tools in a way that people haven't seen before. So my challenge for you is this. How can you use your imagination? How can you solve problems? How can you entertain us? How can you inspire us? Please show us what it looks like when human creativity meets these tools. The future of social media is not humans versus AI. It is how humans use AI to do things we never thought were possible. And I truly cannot wait to see what people create. Joey! Oh my God, he just bit my double chin.